why does SB19's music hit you so deeply, even when you don't understand a single word of Filipino? Why do their songs feel like they're speaking straight to your heart? Like they already know your struggles, your victories, your silent nights, your dreams you never told anyone. This isn't just music. This is connection. This is storytelling without translation. This is emotion that doesn't need subtitles. Because when SB19 sings, they don't just perform. They feel. They bleed. They open their chest and hand you their heart. And suddenly, your own heart starts answering back. Today, we're going to break down the real reason SB19's music feels so personal, even if you don't speak Filipino. Stay watching. This will hit home. There's something undeniably different about SB19's impact. Long before translation videos, lyric breakdown clips, or fandom explanations, people around the world were already feeling something powerful in their music. It wasn't about understanding Filipino. It wasn't about researching cultural references or diving into technical musical terms. It was something deeper, immediate, instinctive, emotional. SB19's music does not introduce itself to the mind first. It goes straight to the heart. Listeners often describe it the exact same way. I don't know what they're saying, but I feel it. And that feeling is not accidental. It's the result of a group that does not perform for applause. They perform from experience. When SB19 sings about struggle, fear, ambition, or love, they're not acting. They're pulling from very real parts of their journey. Nights of doubt, years of training, sacrifices that didn't guarantee success, moments of nearly giving up.
This is why their music feels so personal, because it is personal. And when a song is born from lived emotion, it becomes recognizable in any language. You don't need translation to understand loneliness. You don't need subtitles to feel longing. Music has always been a universal emotional language, but SB19 takes it beyond that. They let you see yourself in their story, and that is where the connection begins. The emotional intensity in SB19's music is rooted in how they write their songs. SB19 does not write from imagination or for commercial storytelling. Their lyrics are crafted from fragments of their personal lives. Real pressure, real heartbreak, real identity struggles, real dreams. When you listen to tracks like Mapa, Go Up, or What, you're not just hearing words, you are hearing memories. You are hearing pieces of themselves they have chosen to share. This difference matters because music born from authenticity hits differently. When Pablo writes, he is not thinking about impressing critics or chasing perfect rhyme schemes. He is asking, how do I say exactly what I feel in the realest way possible? And when the group performs those words, they remember the moments that shaped them. That emotional recall is what makes the delivery so raw. You might not understand the Filipino lyrics, but you understand the emotion behind them. You feel the longing in a note that holds just a little too long, the strength in a chorus that rises like someone refusing to give up, the vulnerability in the quiet breaks of their voices when the words get heavy. This is why listeners, even across oceans, connect instantly. The songs don't ask for translation. They translate themselves through emotional resonance. And that emotional honesty directly leads us to the person who shapes that expression, Pablo.
Pablo, the main songwriter and creative backbone of SB19, has a philosophy that explains why their music feels intimate even to those who don't understand the language. He believes that music should carry emotion first and meaning second. This means the feeling must be clear, undeniable, and alive before you even process the lyrics. He shapes melodies that sound like the emotional message they carry. Sadness is heard in soft descents, empowerment in layered harmonies, hope in rising refrains. The emotion is always embedded in the structure of the music itself. His lyrical style is simple by choice, not limitation. Instead of complex metaphors or poetic distance, he uses everyday Filipino language, the kind people use when expressing real feelings to family or close friends. This is why the songs feel like someone speaking directly to you, not performing for a crowd. Even without knowing the language, the intimacy is felt. Pablo also writes with a clear sense of vulnerability. He doesn't hide doubts or insecurities. He places them openly in the music, letting the listener feel safe acknowledging their own. And because the music is emotionally transparent, the listener's heart understands before the mind translates. So when someone says, "I don't speak Filipino, but I cried listening," it's not surprising. Pablo writes to be felt, not decoded. And through this emotional first approach, SB19 creates a connection that crosses language entirely.
Even without lyrics, you can hear what SB19 is feeling. Their music is built so the melody itself carries meaning. When Stel hits high notes, there is a sense of soaring hope. When Ken sings in his lower register, it feels like grounding, comfort, and quiet strength. Pablo's tone carries vulnerability and honesty, while Josh and Justin add texture, warmth, and emotional color. The voices are not just layered for harmony, they are layered for storytelling. You feel push and pull, tension and release, pain and healing, just through how they sing, not what they say. The music guides your emotions naturally. It tells you when the moment is fragile, when it is powerful, and when it is rising towards something bigger. This emotional delivery makes the listener feel spoken to, even before understanding a single word. SB19 sings about emotions that everyone understands. Go Up is the fight to keep going when life says stop. Mapa is the love and gratitude we hold for family. What is about identity, finding who you are in a world full of noise. Bazinga is the strength to stand tall in the face of criticism. These themes are universal. No matter where you live, no matter what language you speak, you have felt these emotions. Their music doesn't just describe feelings, it mirrors them. Listeners hear SB19 and recognize their own story. The songs feel familiar, even when the words are new, because the heart already knows what they mean. That is why SB19's music crosses borders so easily. They are not singing at you, they are singing with you, about the things we all carry inside. When SB19 performs, you can see that they're not trying to impress you, they're trying to reach you. Their live stages feel alive because the group never hides what they feel in the moment. If the song is painful, you see it in their eyes. If the message is triumphant, you hear it in their voices as they push forward together. Even the way they breathe, the slight cracks when emotions peak, the intensity in their expressions, these are not polished for perfection. They are raw, which is exactly why they hit so hard. SB19 doesn't separate performance from emotion. They let the emotion drive the performance. The audience doesn't feel like spectators. They feel like they are part of something happening right now, something honest and unfiltered. And this sense of emotional presence makes every performance feel personal. Many believe language is the key to understanding music, but with SB19, the opposite proves true. Human beings feel emotion before they process words. Music reaches the emotional brain first, and lyrics follow after. So when someone hears SB19 for the first time, something resonates instantly, even if they don't speak Filipino. The message is carried through tone, breath, vocal color, rise and fall of notes, and emotional presence. The heart interprets before the mind translates. That's why listeners often say, "I understood it without understanding." SB19's sincerity bypasses language entirely. The emotion is already there. Translation simply adds detail. This is what makes their music global. Connection is not something you explain. It is something you feel. If this truth hit you even a little, don't let it stop here. Like this video so more people realize why SB19 is special. Share it with someone who needs to feel understood today. And make sure to subscribe because we're just getting started and you are part of this journey now.